Tonight, diversity in Duluth. New data shows there's a lack of it at UMD. How one group hopes to change that. And mask mandate extension. Wisconsin's governor says he's considering it. We'll tell you why. And needs improvement. Infrastructure in Wisconsin receives a poor grade. Why the low rating and what's being done to tackle the issue.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is off today. Thanks for joining us. Diversity in Duluth. The new University of Minnesota Duluth group is hoping to shine a spotlight on what data shows is a lack of it. CBS3's Leanne Valdez spoke to group leaders about their plans to change the narrative when it comes to stereotypes of black men in America.
A city known for its beauty.
Coming to Duluth, I saw how scenic the city was, how big the city was.
Is also home to what data shows is an absence of racial and ethnic diversification.
But how lack of diverse the school was and the like diverse community was.
According to Data USA, which compiles public data, in 2017, there were more than 28 times more white residents in Duluth than any other race or ethnicity. It's no different for the University of Minnesota Duluth. According to UMD's enrollment and demographic characteristics for fall 2019, out of the more than 9,800 students attending the college, 280 are African American and just over 1,000 are unidentified, compared to the nearly 8,200 white students.
Switching to hair is like a huge culture shock.
A junior at UMD, Davia Bohr, says it's difficult finding other people who look just like him roaming the campus.
Being in Duluth, if you don't play sports, I feel like it's rare that a black man is going to come to school here.
UMD's assistant football coach Marcus McLinn agrees, as he says he's the only black faculty in the athletics department.
I like the city of Duluth. I like the campus. I think it's a really good university. I think it has ways to go, but I think it's on the right direction.
This is why both men, along with others, decided to start a group last fall, Black Men Serving Excellence.
It's constantly growing.
The 15 members so far are hoping to change the narrative of black men in America.
And our mission statement is create a bond of brotherhood of like-minded individuals to cultivate young black leaders and strive for excellence in all of our endeavors.
The men plan to volunteer, visit schools around Duluth, and hold peaceful protests surrounding global issues, hoping others join in too.
There's something you could do to help this cause. Like, we all are part of the cause. And starting in Duluth is a smaller community, but we feel like we can have a big impact and continue to spread change all across the world.
The group is holding a peaceful protest tomorrow. We'll have those details online. Meanwhile, UMD released a statement regarding the new group, saying the university supports all students and their advocacy efforts. The Duluth Economic Development Authority is considering leasing the hangar space formerly occupied by AAR, and it could mean 100 new jobs for the city. The Duluth branch of the aviation company closed earlier this year due to COVID-19. Now, DETA is considering a one-year lease with Boresight. The company out of Utah is bidding to do maintenance on F-16s for the Air Force. But the bid is contingent on Boresight finding space to do the work. The Air Force is expected to make a decision early next year. Boresight would pay the city about $1.5 million to use that space. DETA will consider the lease at its meeting on Friday. If approved, Boresight would have until the end of next March to move in and get to work. We did reach out to the company to learn more about their plans, but we've not yet heard back. Cirrus is currently using a portion of the space to store planes and parts. And let's get our first look at the weather now. Dave, we didn't quite hit 80, but still a nice fall day around the entire region.
Yeah, you know, I had a feeling it was a bit of a pipe dream to hope for 80 degrees. Some towns did get close.
Okay.
Let's see who got what here today. You know, the plan was for 80 or so from Duluth to the south, and then up north, maybe around 70. Well, it looks like Hibbing did get close to 70, and so did Grand Rapids and Big Fork at 68 degrees. But Silver Bay did crack 72, 75 for Park Point, 75 in Hayward and Ashland, and 77s from Hinckley to Siren. So close, but not quite a cigar. And now with the cold front coming, what the warm front brought today will be taken away during the overnight. Cooler conditions coming back in as higher pressure wedges in behind our next low pressure system advancing in from the west. And actually the high pressure may keep that low at bay until Sunday. It'll be dry until then, including Wednesday, where our day planner says that we should have a partly cloudy sky just about all day long. Morning start around 50 will be a little bit warmer than normal, but the daytime high finish of 63 will be cooler than normal, and the cold front will send us down towards the 50s. Once we get into Thursday, we'll talk about if that's lasting forever, or the 70s could come calling again this week in just a couple minutes.
Thanks, Dave. New legislation aims to increase ice-breaking capacity on the Great Lakes this winter. Today, U.S. Senator from Wisconsin Tammy Baldwin and others are introducing the Great Lakes Winter Commerce Act. The legislation paves the way for new infrastructure to help the U.S. Coast Guard break up ice more efficiently. Officials say increasing ice breaking will help the many businesses and workers who rely on the maritime industry to transport their goods and grow our regional economy. Baldwin says ice-breaking capacity in the Great Lakes supports more than 90 million tons of cargo each year. Wisconsin's governor is considering extending the statewide mask mandate. Democratic Governor Tony Evers didn't commit to the move, but said his administration is looking at the issue. Evers noted the Department of Health reported a single-day record number of confirmed cases for the state on Sunday. The governor is encouraging people to wear masks whenever they're out in public and continue following safety protocols.
COVID-19 pandemic is still very much raging on in our communities, and we need to take every precaution, perhaps now more than ever, to keep our families, neighbors, and communities safe.
The governor initially issued the mask mandate on July 30th. It is slated to expire at the end of this month. Evers said he has not reached out to legislative leaders recently to try and enact legislation to manage the pandemic. According to civil engineers, Wisconsin's infrastructure could use some much-needed improvements. This morning, the Wisconsin section of the American Society of Civil Engineers unveiled its 2020 report card. The committee gave the state an overall grade of C for its current infrastructure. Grades were handed out in 13 other subcategories ranging from roads to hazardous waste. When asked about what needs help in northwestern Wisconsin, one expert believes it's our roads and transit that need the work.
So some of the older infrastructure pieces, particularly water systems, are starting to get to those end-of-life, design life points. So I think it's incumbent upon the state and local infrastructure owners to look at their systems and develop their own priorities.
To learn more about the report card and see the full grades, you can head on over to our website. Starting next month, you won't be able to catch the bus for free in Duluth anymore. After having free service since March, the Duluth Transit Authority plans to bring fares back starting on October 1st. Passengers will pay the same prices they did before the pandemic. The DTA recently installed plexiglass barriers between the drivers and passengers. They're also bringing back several routes, including the new Duluper connecting the downtown area. Well, after our CBS3 story aired Friday highlighting Northland volunteers headed west to fight wildfires, 2 Twin Ports residents are stepping up in a big way. 2 anonymous donors will match donations up to $150,000. Local Red Cross leaders say they're so grateful for this generosity, but they need other Northlanders to help out as well. All the money will go to the Red Cross to help those impacted by the wildfires that continue to spread out west. Local Red Cross Executive Director Dan Williams said knowing people are willing to donate their resources like this is humbling.
What's so amazing about this is that it's a person with the resources to do that kind of donation, and they're saying this donation means more to me if other people are able to donate what they can donate.
As of right now, they've raised $10,000. For more information on how you can get involved, you can head on over to our website. Supporting the men and women in blue. A 9-year-old Duluth girl has turned that into her passion project, protecting those she hopes to join one day. From her time spent living in West St. Paul to Chicago and now Duluth, Taylor Gooch has been collecting police officers' signatures while out in the community. She asked them to sign a special hat and gives them bracelets blessed by a priest at her old school. She hopes this will make sure officers are safe while on patrol.
I really like helping the police, and it's nice to do that. And I have a bracelet for every cop, and I have one on right now, to help the police and keep them safe.
Tonight at 10, we'll hear more from Gooch about her and her mother about this project and her hopes to one day become a police officer herself. We'll also hear from Duluth Police Chief Mike Tuscan about why he says it's so important to build relationships with kids in the area. St. Luke's is celebrating its expansion into 2 harbors. Today, St. Luke's leaders gathered at Lakeview Hospital for a ribbon-cutting ceremony. The $15 million project connected the hospital and medical clinic into one building. It also allows for a new specialty clinic, extra lab services, an expanded pharmacy, and a community gathering space. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, many businesses that have stayed open during the pandemic have praised their employees' hard work. Stay tuned to see how one local business is doing just that.
Well, here's the Live Local look up towards Grand Marais, where the day's not too bad, though the sky is a little bit hazy. Higher pressure will try to push away the haze and the clouds, but also cool us down. We'll talk about the temperature trends and precip chances on our next 7 days coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live, local, CBS 3.
At Lift Pro International, we have custom designed and fabricated lifting, weighing, and rigging solutions for more than 40 years. With a worldwide presence and reputation, we need world-class insurance to match. This is why we trust Cindy of Vernon Insurance to make sure we're fully covered no matter where in the world we're doing business.
Protect your home, vehicle, or business, and your peace of mind. Call Cindy at Vernon Insurance today.
School's starting. Is your internet fast enough? Gear up during Extreme's End of the Summer Sale. Get fast internet as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Extreme's fiber-powered internet gets an A+ for performance with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Powerful in-home Wi-Fi and 99.99% network reliability. Hurry and get Extreme internet for as low as $19.99 a month for a year. Dial 844-EXTREME2. It's the smart call.
In the race for a vaccine, the finish line is approaching. Safety protocols in place, and the greatest economy the world has ever seen coming back to life. But Joe Biden wants to change that.
I would shut it down.
Why would we ever let Biden kill countless American businesses, jobs, and our economic future when President Trump's great American comeback is now underway?
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Tune in Saturday mornings for the Link Ford lineup, where we will show you amazing vehicles on our lot, like this 2012 Ford F-150 XLT with a 6.5-foot truck bed, a remote start, and more for just $302 a month. Or check out this 2017 Chevy Trax LT for only $249 a month. Want to see more? Then be sure to watch this Saturday. Visit us online at linkmotors.com or stop by to view our complete inventory. Link Ford, where reputation is everything.
Let's face it, it's been a tough year. But here in Minnesota, we're pretty tough too. We help each other, we work together, and we solve problems. That's what I try to do every day as your congressman. Like helping to save pensions for our union workers, standing with snowplow drivers during their strike, and fighting to lower health care costs for seniors and our most vulnerable. I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message because together, we're fighting for our way of life.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS 3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day.
Watch Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki every Tuesday at 10. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association, Range Regional Airport, and Miners National Bank of Evelyn. Only on Live, local, CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live, local, CBS 3. CBS 3 weather is brought to you by St. Luke's. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, the hopes for 80 today have pretty much been dashed, but we got close in a couple of towns, and 73 at the airport in Duluth is still 8 degrees warmer than normal, but looks like for another year, the record high of 89 from 1939 will stand. And tomorrow probably won't threaten any records either. With a cold front coming, we're going to go back towards normal, maybe even a couple of degrees cooler than normal for a couple of days. But you know, the 70s could come back again by this time next week. We'll show you the 7-day forecast here in a little bit, but right now we've got the current conditions at the airport. It's 70 degrees, 68% for the relative humidity, with a westerly wind running 8 miles per hour. Air pressure's at 29.9 inches of mercury. 1,013 millibars, pretty close to textbook standard air pressure, not too high and not too low. Well, it may not get lower again until next Sunday. That's when our next rain chance will be. From now until then, looks like a dry period is settling in. Temperature-wise, current numbers are going from 70 to 73 in the Upper Peninsula, and they're around 72 degrees for most towns here in northern Wisconsin. We have 70 east central Minnesota and 70 in Proctor, Two Harbors as well, but cooler for the Iron Ranges and points to the north and west where most of our numbers are in the low to mid 60s there. Low to mid 60s may be some of the best temperatures achieved tomorrow. In fact, that'll cover most of our area, while Iron Rangers towards borderland just might only have mid to upper 50s. So the cooler temperatures coming, like I mentioned, for a little while. Doppler map right now shows calmer conditions in our area, though a little bit of haze in the atmosphere along with a little trough of lower pressures, bringing a couple of clouds to much of the area. They should be passing away, though, as higher pressure starts to settle in. But first, let's look to where the pressure's really low, down towards the Gulf Coast. Here's Hurricane Sally, Category 1 right now, moving slowly, which means the Gulf Coast could be inundated with a steady soaking rain. Our best wishes go out to folks there who have battled this for years and years and years. And so hopefully the latest go-around goes all right for them here in our area. There's the low pressure system that brought a little bit of shower activity last night. Its warm front made for those temperatures in the upper 70s for some towns today. But here, as the cold front passes tonight, cooler high pressure settles in for several days. That's why the sky should go back towards partly cloudy, but temperatures will be cooler than normal, perhaps through a portion of the weekend. And we'll show you the timeline now with our 7-day forecast. And tonight in Minnesota, low temps inland could dip into the mid-40s. By the lake could be mid-50s. Partly cloudy sky filters in from the high coming in behind the cold front. And it'll do that for Wisconsin and Michigan as well. Low temps there will be a little warmer, going about 50 to 53. And then for tomorrow, with a clear to partly cloudy sky, Wisconsin and the UP will have a range of high temps going from 60 to 66, which is near normal for some towns, a little cooler than normal for many Minnesotans, with inland highs only in the 50s, but getting to the south and towards the lake, 60s possible. Well, eyeing up the extended forecast, we should all become cooler than normal Thursday and Friday, which will make for another frost chance in the mornings with low temps in the 30s. But then moderation as far as temperatures go does come around Sunday, 69 degrees, Tony. 30 to 40% rain chance Sunday and Monday, and then Monday and Tuesday, we go back into the 70s. So we may not get any more 80s chances, but the 70s are still doable.
Yeah, looks very much like fall until the start of next week, huh?
Yeah, imagine that, huh?
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Well, we have some good news for all you leaf peepers this fall. Experts say Minnesota is expected to have a vibrant and colorful fall this year. To help you keep up with the progression, the state is launching its weekly Fall Color Report on Thursday. It will show users how close different areas are to peaking. This year, the state is asking people to consider midweek trips to check out the leaves. They hope this will prevent large crowds in state parks and trails during the pandemic. A Duluth business is celebrating its workers who provide a key resource, especially during the pandemic. Trillium Services supports people with disabilities throughout our region. During this Direct Service Professionals Appreciation Week, Trillium wanted to honor its staff who have gone above and beyond helping those who needed it most during this challenging time. Trillium says these employees have been critical during the pandemic.
They really are heroes. They do a lot of hard work to, help improve the lives of people with disabilities and ensure their safety, especially in the age of COVID here. So, they really are heroes. They're basically the blood that pumps through the veins of agencies like ours, like Trillium Services and Trillium Works.
Trillium workers also held signs supporting all direct service professionals. Minnesota State Fair Food Parade is back by popular demand. After canceling this year's Great Minnesota Get-Together, organizers introduced a new drive-through event featuring some of the fair's most popular food vendors. But tickets sold out almost immediately, so today the State Fair announced the Food Parade's second round. It will be held the first 2 weekends in October. This time, you'll have to enter a lottery for a chance to buy a ticket. The deadline to enter is noon on Thursday, and we have a link to do that on our website. Coming up in sports, the Minnesota Wild locked down one of their top defensemen. Kelly is in to tell us who it is and the details coming up.
Fond du Luth Casino is hiring. Apply today.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
It's time to shake things up at breakfast. Sure, you could have the same old, or you could bite into the Chicken McGriddles or the McChicken Biscuit. Get both for just $3 and add any size coffee for $1.
Real steel. Find yours. And find what fuels you. Not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Pick up at over 9,000 local steel dealers. Find yours at steeldealers.com.
We can help you at Ketamine North Infusion Center.
I've been suffering from PTSD and anxiety for 17 years, and it has helped tremendously more than the pharmaceutical medication I've been taking.
To learn more, visit us online. Be well with us at Ketamine North Infusion.
Uh-oh.
What?
I think I forgot to lock my Buick.
Parallel parking.
That hot yoga was so hot. Check this out. Cooling seats?
Alexa, ask Buick to start my SUV.
You can do that.
You can do that?
You can't do that.
You can with the Buick.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
Get great offers across the full Buick lineup, like nearly $4,300 purchase allowance on most 2020 Buick Encore models. Visit your Lake Country Buick dealer.
Numi Jewelers is a full-service jewelry store specializing in one-of-a-kind pieces and repairs. From a chain repair to a full custom piece, we'll get your jewelry looking new again. Stop in for a free repair estimate. Numi Jewelers, where true love is guaranteed.
DBS, your all things basement-y company. Does your home have uneven or sloping floors? How about cracked drywall, stair-stepping cracks, or bowed basement walls? You may have a problem with your foundation. Call the specialists at DBS. They thoroughly inspect your property and provide a permanent solution to your foundation problem. We offer a fully transferable warranty, unmatched in our area. Contact DBS, your all things basement-y company, for a free, no-obligation estimate. Call or visit us online. DBS, helping your family have a healthy, safe, and comfortable home.
Donald Trump is lying again. Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone making under $400,000. Biden will close tax loopholes for big corporations. Trump's tax cut giveaway exploded our debt, so he's threatening Social Security and Medicare. Biden will make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share, so we can protect Social Security and Medicare and invest in schools and health care.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
It's time to shake things up at breakfast. Sure, you could have the same old, or you could bite into the Chicken McGriddles or the McChicken Biscuit. Get both for just $3 and add any size coffee for $1.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS. Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
The Minnesota Wild inked a deal that keeps one of their most consistent defensemen in Minnesota for a little while longer. The Wild and defenseman Jonas Brodin agreed to terms on a 7-year, $42 million contract extension today. The 27-year-old Swede tallied 28 points, a +15 rating, 24 penalty minutes, and 112 blocked shots in 69 games with Minnesota this past season. He set career highs in points and assists.
I mean, it's I was really excited when he told me they wanted to resign me. So I was really happy. And then I mean, that's a dream come true for me. I think it's awesome to stay in one place for so long time. I think I'm really happy about that.
They say defense wins championships. The Wild are now spending $27 million a year on their top defensemen, including Brodin's contract. Let's hope that's true next year. One of the most decorated UMD women's hockey players in history is getting one of the highest honors in all of USA hockey. Jenny Potter, who still to this day is UMD's all-time leading scorer, will be inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. The center out of Edina, Minnesota, remains one of the most decorated players in women's hockey, period. Her international career spanned 14 years, included 6 gold medals, 9 silver, and 1 bronze. with Team USA. It also included 4 Winter Olympics, 10 World Championships, and 2 Four Nations Cups. Potter wore a Bulldog sweater for 3 years and was inducted into the UMD Hall of Fame in 2017. Major League Baseball announced today that the league will shift to a bubble-style environment for the playoffs, with Globe Life Field hosting the 2020 World Series. The brand-new Globe Life Field is the home ballpark of the Texas Rangers. The Fall Classic is now set to start in Texas Tuesday, October 20th, with a potential Game 7 falling on Wednesday, October 28th. The National League Division and Championship Series will be played in Houston and Arlington, while the American League Division and Championship Series will take place in San Diego and Los Angeles. As for the wild cards, the top 4 seeds in both leagues will host a best-of-3 wild card series at their home ballparks. The playoffs start exactly 2 weeks from today. Yeah, so let's take a look at the current playoff picture. The Twins currently 2 games back of the White Sox for the division, but this year, being second in the division puts them in a wild card spot. Minnesota and Chicago play again tonight. In the NL Central, Milwaukee is 2 games back of the Cardinals for a playoff spot, but they play tonight at Miller Park and again in a doubleheader tomorrow. Organizers of the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympic Games said today they plan to simplify the postponed games in around 50 to 60 areas. The move is part of efforts to curb additional costs expected due to the year-long delay. Organizers intend to work on downsizing events such as receptions for International Olympic Committee and other officials. They will also rework details of occasions like the torch relay and the opening and closing ceremonies. They will discuss the matter further with the IOC Coordination Committee next week. The 2020 Olympics and Paralympics were postponed to next summer, of course, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And that's something that I'm just going to keep an eye on from here until next year, because that was one of the probably my biggest heartbreak of COVID, besides the UMD hockey season. I love the Olympics.
I love the Olympics. It's one of my favorites. I was very sad when we got that news as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully. We'll keep tracking it, though. Right, Kelly?
Fingers crossed. Yes, sir.
Well, tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, President Trump will be in Bemidji this Friday, which will be his first stop in northern Minnesota this campaign season. Tonight at 10, we're hearing from a political expert on, who explains why the president chose to visit Bemidji. All right, Dave, pretty warm today. A little cool down on the way, though, huh?
Yeah, cold front's coming. Okay. So warm front giveth, cold front taketh.
All right.
Tomorrow's high temperatures will be close to normal, if bubbling under just a little bit. So 70s today goes to 60s on Wednesday, down to the 50s for Thursday and Friday. And so gardeners who may still have something in the ground, frost will be possible Thursday, Friday mornings. And then we'll start to moderate through the weekend, getting close to 70 by Sunday, clouding up a little bit for Sunday, Monday with a rain chance. And then 74 degrees by next Tuesday. Notice how our enthusiasm, we're dialing down. Today we're excited we have the chance for 80. Next week we'll be excited for the chance of 70. 60 will probably follow soon.
Thanks for joining us tonight.